Welcome to Meeting Malcolmus, a pavement podcast. Hey, it's JD here, back for another week of splashing in the puddles that is the discography of seminal indie rock band Pavement, as we look for the ripples as they move closer inward and we get near the end of our project, which is, of course, listening to a new track week over week in chronological order. My name's JD. I am uncool and underqualified to be executing such an order, but I've been charged and I plan to see it through. So there's that. How are you all doing? It's a rainy, shitty day here in the Big Smoke. I live in an apartment building and they don't turn off the heat until the middle of May. And so as we start to get into these muggy spring days, we live on the top floor and heat rises. So you can imagine we're simmering in our own sweat, and it's not a pretty sight. I hope you're doing better than that. I hope you've already received one, maybe both of your vaccinations, and you are well on your way to leading the parade to normalcy. And we get to see what's on the other side of this fucking awful pandemic. So there's that. What do you say? This is going to be a shorty this week. I've just got one song to play, but hey, it's the end of the Spit on a Stranger EP. Just like that. We're there. We're at the end. I can't believe it. Next week, we start on the Major Leagues EP. And then 6 weeks after that, we're going to be in the home stretch. And that makes me so sad. I can't tell you. This has been such a pleasure to do with you every week. I'm going to have to find some sort of alternative. There's no doubt about it. I've got my easel up and I've got several ideas on the easel, but I don't know. They all seem inauthentic. You know, they seem inauthentic. This was an idea born of, wanting to catalog my experience of listening to these tracks whilst getting to know you. Although at the beginning I thought there wouldn't be a you, it would just be a me talking into this microphone. Actually, this is my fourth microphone since I began this project. So there's that. I will say that the song we're going to listen to today is Rooftop Gambler. And if you haven't heard it, you're in for a little bit of a trip because it doesn't smack of Pavement to me. This is really an embryonic, song moving from the Pavement that we got on Terror Twilight and the Malcolmus that we get on his debut solo record, if you ask me, which, I'm the one with the microphone in front of my face, so I get to say this stupid shit. Whether or not that's true in your eyes, I don't know. But to me, this feels like it has a home on either record. Less so Terror Twilight to me, because it's a very clean sounding song. It's all done in acoustic, and there's this great pattern playing behind it on some sort of synthesizer, which is, reminiscent to me of Strawberry Fields for some reason. I don't know why. It's got that similar sort of ilk. And then there's this outro, and this outro is, pretty extended. It lasts a third of the song virtually. And in it, I swear to God, I hear, and I can't put my finger on which song it is from the Malcolmus debut solo record, but I hear, maybe it's Trouble. I feel like I hear a piece of that guitar line in there. Again, it's been several days since I've partaken in alcohol or marijuana, and as such, I'm more clear-headed than normally, than normal. So maybe I'm thinking too hard on this. I don't know. And then, well, we'll get into it once we get into the song, I guess. What else can I tell you about what's going on in the world? Not a whole hell of a lot. The Toronto Blue Jays have started to play baseball. I do enjoy that. Oh, here's something for you. Next week, I'm going to be making a guest appearance on the Malcolmist Conundrum, which is why I did that whole elaborate little tournament on Twitter to pick some songs out that I'm going to discuss with the gents on that great podcast. So look for that in your podcast feeds if you subscribe to the show. If you don't subscribe to the show, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's a tremendous podcast, and some pretty big Malk fans and Pavement fans, as it were. They did an episode on Pavement just a couple weeks ago, and it was great. So there's that. What do you say we just listen to this song, and we'll go from there. Like I said, this is going to be a shorty. I'm packing up this week to go away for a little while. Just an extent. It doesn't matter. Anyway, let's listen to this. This is Rooftop Gambler on Meeting Malcolmus, a Pavement podcast.
Bad brains thrive. The rest you like the Sunday paper. Lies clear. Hold me like a suicide ranger in his lair. A suicide ranger. Down on St. Kitts, I was lost in a haze of tax shelters and Mardi Gras and polluted bays. But my Cadillac mind recalls the time that you walked around the island 40 times. The whispers from the natives in their toupeed and gauze. Angel got to see where you hide. She might know when you die. There's no place to get up from a rooftop gambler. Weekends Costa Rica with Ocho Chicas, and the bars that never closes when you got the frozen noses of Juffet is the soundtrack. I got to get a heart attack working hard. Hearts and the feelings down on your kneeling. Whisper to the trees when they come. They're gonna hide you around. They're gonna show me to hide like a rooftop gambler.
It's pretty cool, right? It's not my favorite. It's a B-side though. It's it's a song that appears on an EP. It's not supposed to be my favorite. Mind you, Harness Your Hopes is, a lot of people's favorite. So what do I know? What the fuck do I know exactly? This is a song I call a notebook song. This is a song that if you're a lyricist, if you've ever written songs, and I had a short time in my life where I carried a notebook with me everywhere to write things down. Whenever you have something sort of clever or interesting to say that might not fit in the context of another song, maybe you jot it down in this notebook. And then when you're jamming, when you come up with something, sometimes you spit out a whole bunch of things that are out of context and you get a song like this. Some people might say word salad. Some people might say, I guess I've said word salad before, but word salad's a little bit different to me. Word salad's a little bit different, and I'll explain the differences another time when I'm in the space to do so. But I feel like this is a notebook song. I don't know that there's a loose story. There's something going on in the tropics where they, there's some Spanish language in the song. There's mention of islands. There's mentions of, there's just all sorts of weird shit in this song. And, it culminates with the lyric Rooftop Gambler, once before. Oh, I don't know, guys. What do I say? What do I got to say for myself? It just feels a jumble. It feels like there's a lot going on that I can't quite explain. And if you've got a handle on this, shoot me an email, jd@mediumalchemist.com. I'd love to hear it. Because I don't know. Other than there's a menace. Like, I feel like there's a menace. There's something bad that's going to happen. Maybe, too much cocaine has been consumed, and that's the frozen nose, leading to a heart attack, and who's Jeff? I don't know. It's all over the place. I used to be good at this. I used to be able to take these puzzle pieces and go, yeah, this is an edge. This is an edge here, and it's got grass on the bottom. Here's a sky, and look at this. It's a pony. And there, I would know it's a pony after doing some work. And now it's like I dump out the puzzle pieces, and I'm just like, I don't understand anything. I don't know what it is. It's ever since I read that interview where, Malcolmus was sort of picking on people who try and decipher lyrics. I've really stepped back from trying to decipher lyrics. And yet I remember back in the EP days, I was like, turning out narratives out of like random noise artifacts. So who knows what the fuck's going on with me? I don't know. I'll get there. Because Terror Twilight has got some meat on the bone for sure. And this song has meat on the bone. This is a good song. This is a fine song, but it's just not something that speaks to me narratively. It feels, again, like a notebook song. It feels like there's a whole lot of, stuff being thrown at the bone. So that's what I think. I got an email from, I got a couple emails, and I'm not going to read them this week, but I'm going to allude to them and say, Jason, as far as the Berman episode goes, I've got to re-listen to it. I've got to re-listen to it and search down the different pieces that I found. Jason had emailed me, and he was asking about the Berman episode, and specifically an email that I read, and he was hoping that I could share the email with him. But I don't have that email handy right now. I don't keep things together that way. I keep all sound artifacts together, but I don't keep necessarily emails. So I have to do some searching, or I have to listen to that and get better context of what you're saying. Also got a really nice email from David. And David's just really chewing the fat with me. I'm not going to read the email. it feels a little bit more personal, and I appreciate that, David. I think that was really kind of you to reach out. A day like today, I like that kind of contact. I really do like that kind of contact. But, David's jamming a little bit on, media changes and how he discovered the pod. And the one thing that's great is he says, and this is such a me thing to say, is he says he really enjoyed it the year before, but he's also really enjoyed it this last year. So I don't know whether that's backhanded on the last year's been a little bit too personal or what. But then he does console me about, losing my friend. And I got to tell you, guys, that has really fucked me up. It has really fucked me up. And maybe it's because, I spent a long time, with a mad crush on this girl. And we spent time together that was, inappropriate, I suppose. And, talked about things that were inappropriate and just connected on a deeper level. And to lose somebody like that, even though I haven't talked to her in 2 years, it's just banana pants. It just doesn't make any sense. The fact that they're just not there. In fact, just the other day, I sent an Instagram message, just hoping that this was all just some sort of misunderstanding and I was going to see the dots, sending a message. But I didn't see that. And I don't know. There's a lot of sadness in my heart today. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's there. And I'm going to wrap on that, I guess. I'm sorry for doing that to you. But this is what happens when you stop taking your pills. I'm 4 days without taking any of my mental health drugs for reasons that I don't want to get into right now. But that's what I got for you this week. And I appreciate you. I deeply appreciate you. And thank you for letting me talk in your ears and getting to enjoy our favorite band together. So there's that. Until next week, when we start Major Leagues, wash your hands.
Meeting Malcolmus, a pavement podcast, is a weekly affair. Connect with JD at jd@meetingmalcolmus.com. Please support the pod by rating, reviewing, or sponsoring us at meetingmalcolmus.com. And hey, I'm social. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook at Meeting Malcolmus.